I'm also recording this on for a YouTube in case people can't make it. What with different schedules and everything, there's no good time for everybody. So, but I just wanted to have a chance to get together with people, seniors and their parents, to talk about our plans so far. This is a really big year and a big deal for graduation, and we've all had to move things around. So just to review, we've had a couple virtual meetings with seniors. Aaron has done a really good job this year trying to stay in touch with all of the seniors, and he's done that from the beginning of the year. That's been really good. So sometimes whether or not kids can actually make it on a call or a meeting, they've been able to express their opinions and concerns via group chat. How has that gone for you, Aaron?
What's that?
How's that gone for you?
Pretty good. Not too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but everyone's on the same page.
Good. Well, I can't thank you enough for doing that. That's amazing. So we have a couple things going on. First of all, the graduation requirements that was approved by the Solon Springs School Board, that our seniors can graduate with the state mandated 15 credits. Now, those 15 credits are very specific. I put that in that document that I sent you, and as well as a letter that's going out in the mail today to all of the families. So our students need a certain number of math, science, English, all of those credits. If you have not earned those, you were enrolled in classes this year to meet those requirements. So what I will do after today's meeting is I will send each of you an email to let you know where you are with those requirements, okay? So that you know exactly where you're at with your credits for graduation. And you all are on track, so that's good. I will let you know where you stand with that in an email that's more individual. So having said that, we're coming up to the middle of the fourth quarter. You have hung in there. Please stay in touch with your teachers. If you've let something slide, you've got good reasons for that. So please let your teachers know. Send them an email so they can help you out with anything that you might need some help with. So for graduation, we've kind of talked about a two-part plan. The first part is to move ahead on May 23rd. May 23rd is the day that our school was scheduled for graduation. We are unable to have that in our building. Our school building is closed. However, we can have a pickup situation. We're kind of doing that now with materials. So we thought on May 23rd, what we would do is have teachers standing outside, and we would be able to have students drive with their families in the vehicle through the school parking lot and be able to pick up a bag. And in that bag will be Miss Ozel and Miss Makala are putting together your cap and gown, any medals that you would receive, and scholarships. A letter with the scholarships that you will receive, as long as how to use those scholarships. We wanted to get that information to you as soon as possible because many people make plans over the summer depending on what scholarships they're getting and what they need to do to make plans for either jobs or school. So that will be basically a pickup. We are not allowed to hand out diplomas because, of course, I've got new information last week from Wisconsin stating that if we were to hand out diplomas, that would be considered a gathering. So what I can do is, and I wanted to give diplomas, a special weight and respect. So we have two options. You can have your diploma mailed to you. We would certainly send that registered mail to make sure you get that. The other piece is the second part of the graduation ceremony, which would be planned for July 11th at Lucius Woods. So we've already made contacts. It looks like we are able to do it. The only thing that would make us not be able to do it is if things had to go backwards for some reason. I've talked to the Lucius Woods music. I've talked to Mick Salmon. They're willing to share. They do have a concert that night, but we would be in and out of there before 1 o'clock. So we would start graduation at 11 and we would be done by 1. And then I kind of outlined exactly what that would look like. We're going to have to draw squares on the grass that are like 10 feet apart. And each student can bring 2 people with them to that square, like their nuclear family can go in that square. And then all of the seniors will be sitting up in chairs, and we will use the stage. What we'll have on the stage is a table with the diploma covers, so that if you want to participate with the ceremony, then we can have speeches up there. Your name will be called. You'll be wearing your cap and gown, all your regalia, cords, medals. You will proceed up, and you will be able to pick up the cover for your diploma. Or if you would like to wait till that time, the diploma itself can be in the diploma cover at that time. And so we would have recorded music so that we could do that. And then when students are done at the end of the ceremony, they can certainly be throwing their hats in the air, and that would complete the ceremony. So we have 2 parts. We have the pickup of caps and gowns, scholarships, and diplomas can be mailed to you before July 11th if you would like, or if you would like to wait until July 11th to be able to pick it up as part of a ceremony. So we're working on those 2 parts. All right, that's what I have right now. And Ms. Zozel and Mr. Zozel and Ms. Makala have been helpful in the process of working together as a team to try to put this together. But I want to hear your feedback about this being doable, or questions you have, or ideas. So I'm going to actually be quiet for a minute. So.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I thought you were done, so I was gonna ask a question.
I'm ready, Noah.
I was gonna ask. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna ask for our senior graduation clothes. Have they ever came into the office or not yet?
Yes, the caps and gowns are in the office in the vault.
Okay, and you can pick them up anytime or close to that graduation time?
Well, that's what we were going to use May 23rd for, to pass them out on May 23rd.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So
Yep.
right on May 23rd, everyone will have an option to pick them up. Okay.
Well, that would be, yeah. If you can't pick them up on the 23rd, you're going to have to make arrangements to come pick them up. But we need a little bit of time to get our letters together for the scholarships, to have that list together, because we're going to describe each of the scholarships and what they're for and who's getting what, and that will be in your bag. The other thing that will be in the bag will be the specific directions for July 11th, like what time to get there and what to bring and where to park. And, you know, we're going to have to be very specific about people coming in and setting things up with 6 to 10 feet of distance between each group. So we'll have more specific instructions in those bags.
Alrighty.
So the choice is either get the diploma mailed to you or at the ceremony on July 11th.
Yep.
So would that be like a class vote thing, or?
No, I would do that individually.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't have to be, yeah, it doesn't have to be all or none. Say again, Aaron, I didn't hear that.
So like if one person wanted it mailed and the other like wanted it. Okay.
Yeah. I think at the ceremony too, we had talked about, we hadn't made plans because I want to leave that up to the class, like a memorial for Austin. If there was something to be said or done for Austin, that would be a nice time to do that.
Yeah, and even if that took a little bit later on, I was thinking, what if we had while we have our ceremony possibly on July 11th, what if we also made a little memorial for Austin during our celebration of graduating high school, just to tribute him right while we were graduating. That was just an idea I thought of.
Yep, I think that's what we were looking for you guys to put something together that can be talked about at the actual graduation.
Alrighty. That's a good point.
Oh, practicing graduation, is that?
Yeah, you know, we're not going to be able to get people together to practice because that would be, the code word is gathering. We can't have quote unquote gatherings. So that would be just really hard. And that's really why we can't have, I've talked to Mr. Langley and Miss Molina, we can't have the choir and the band there because there's no way they can practice, to put the music together before that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's,
understandable.
yeah.
Announcement. Will there be an announcement of the scholarships at the ceremony, or will that just be in the packet?
We had thought at the ceremony we would announce the scholarships. We probably wouldn't take the time that usually is in a graduation. We'd probably, when every student's name is called to be recognized to be graduating, we would list their medals, their honors, and their scholarships just by name, and everybody would have a piece of paper that described the scholarship, that defined what it is.
Good. At Northwood, they had it a lot shorter anyway. They just have the students stand when they announced all their scholarships and awards instead of having them come up and actually physically get the scholarship paper.
Yeah.
So that sounds good.
Yeah, the actual scholarships will be in with the caps and gowns. So our students will all have their scholarships on May 23rd, which is when they would have gotten them anyway.
Okay.
So. Any other questions for me or ideas? Concerns about the plans that we've made?
Well, I was going to say another. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Milan.
Alright. Well, thank you. Well, I was going to say that I think it's a great idea for us to go to Lucius Woods for a park, because, like, when Mr. Rajala with our class of 2020, he was saying that, I think, was it class of 97 or 98, Mr. Rajala, that graduated at Lucius Park?
Yes,
I wasn't sure, but it was. I think it would be cool to graduate outside at a park. I mean, it's refreshing.
It was Mr. Alberg's senior class. They had it was 96.
Oh, 96. Okay.
It was a beautiful day, and it was perfect, and I couldn't understand why they never did it after that, but yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea, Mr. Rajala. And I think the class of 2020 agrees.
Yeah.
Would be a refreshing idea.
An idea I had is if somebody could tape it on Facebook Live, the ceremony, that way family and friends can watch it from their home.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. We are trying to find out, I don't know, Mr. Zozel, if you've heard anything. We're trying to get a live feed of the ceremony as it goes on, so that if we have people who can't get outside, or, their health is compromised, or they don't want to take any chances, they could watch it from home. Dave, have you had any luck with that?
No, I haven't. The person hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Okay. So we are going to try to do that, Shannon, because I think that would be really an important piece for the families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be, I know we're having to make these plans because what we usually did has been taken away from us, but some really good things could come out of this. Like Mr. Rajala said, how could we do this again at Lucius Woods? Our challenge has always been weather, but I'm hopeful that with July that'll be a lot nicer. So maybe you guys could be the start of something really new, because you guys came out very strong that Lucius Woods is where you wanted it. And our community really, really wants to support that. Yeah. So we also need, if you have not turned in a baby picture, I believe we have a copy of your senior picture. The community is going to put together banners for the seniors. So every senior will have a baby picture and their senior picture on a banner. And those banners will be placed on the telephone poles in town. Dahlbergs has given permission to do that. And then those banners, and that will be to congratulate your graduation. And those banners then would be given to each of you, like at the end of May or beginning of June, so that you would have those. Yeah.
Just a question, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
When will the final transcripts be ready, and when should students request through Russ to have those be sent to their colleges and whatnot?
Requests can be sent at any time. We have to wait because some of the students are in classes with other other grades, we tend to wait till the end of the actual school year, like June 5th, to get the transcripts put together to be mailed. So they're typically not mailed before June 5th or the last day of school.
Yeah, final transcripts wait until those classes that have juniors and seniors close, because otherwise they don't process to the transcript properly. And then typically, and it'll go out probably that last week for seniors, I'll send out a Google Doc or a Google form that is kind of a forwarding address if we have to get in touch with you regarding scholarships, as well as where do you want your final transcript sent. And I use those addresses that they provide me to send the final transcripts, usually around the second week of June.
So look carefully at the address that you want those transcripts sent to, because if we're not sure, by default they go to the Office of Admissions, and sometimes depending on if a student is in a certain program or not, sometimes they have to be sent to somebody else. We made assumptions that the Office of Admissions would make sure all of those those forms like transcripts would get to the departments, but in fact that has not happened. So just give us the addresses, as many addresses as you want us to send them to. Then we want to make sure the right people get what they need.
And if you know their electronic addresses, or if they have an electronic submission or an email that they can be submitted to, that gets them there all the faster.
That's good
Thank
to
you.
know.
You bet. So I know I don't have all the seniors on, but one of the questions I had was about speeches from the salutatorian and the valedictorian. You know, do we want to be able to have those done at the July 11th? Because the person could be there to do that. Our problem is Eric doesn't know yet if he's going to be in town or not. So, you know, do we want to
The
have...
last I heard, and I might be wrong, but Lisa told me it doesn't look good that he'll be able to be here.
Okay,
It doesn't look good, she said.
okay,
Looks like he's
Eric
gonna have
is
to
still
go
pretty
right
sick.
yeah. Well, we could make him do like a YouTube and, you know, put it up on a screen or something.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a bad idea at all.
I will kind of leave that up to you guys to talk to him and see how you want to do that, because we could make that happen for July 11th, which is another reason I wanted to make sure, like on the 23rd, that there was an actual pickup of the stuff that people need, if they're either going to school or moving on. People may be moving for jobs, they may be going to school. There's lots of things that happen further into the summer, and if we waited any further, that would be a problem. If we did it any earlier, we literally can't do certain things any earlier.
Yeah.
So, are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to bring up about like the speeches for graduation ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
possibly on July 11th. I was wondering who is it in particular gonna have the speeches? Like a few of the students, I know that, but I don't know which classmates are gonna make
Like
a speech.
Fluid and Valid. Like
Wait, what?
Eric and Aiden. Eric.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that's okay. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
Yep, it's the valedictorian and the salutatorian. Those are the students who always speak.
Oh.
So that's who would do
Yeah.
that.
No,
Oh, hey, Robin.
no, mute yourself.
All right.
I'm just giggling because there was something that went viral on Facebook about a group meeting, and some guy was standing in his underwear and people were telling him, trying to scream at him through the screen, and that just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pretty weird chats.
Pretty scary stuff.
Hey, Dean,
Yeah.
why was July 11th chosen? Was there anything earlier?
Well, the weekend before is July 4th, And while we know that there's probably not going to be a July 4th celebration, we were pretty sure that a lot of families are pulled here and there for that. And anytime after that, we were concerned about families needing to go places and schedule, whether it's a vacation or other plans. So that's kind of why we just kind of randomly picked July 11th, to be honest with you.
Oh, June is off limits, or?
No, I don't think June is off limits. It's just that there are more chances of these regulations being not as, it could go maybe from we can't have anybody, no more than 10 people to, and even with 50, we would have to look at how many are there and how we have to do that. So,
Yeah.
and I am not kidding you. I still am getting emails with newer regulations and rules. You know, this one about, there was actually one that stated what you can't do at graduation. You cannot host a drive-through graduation ceremony. Even if the student stays in their cars, the governor's orders consider that a gathering. I got that last Thursday. So, yeah. I'm just trying to make it be out there clear enough so that we can honor our students and honor the spirit of the law as well. So, yeah. Any other questions or concerns? Okay. Again, I will be sending every senior an email to give you a status of where you are at with your credits. And then we will move forward with these plans. Matt brought up a good thing about, could we have it in June? I think we could change things if we needed to. And again, it would just be us communicating via something like this or emails to make sure that date would work for everybody. Okay.
Yeah, we're so busy.
I know. The trouble is you never know when you're going to all of a sudden get really busy. I don't know. And I think making plans with families too, it's difficult. I think the other thing I thought about as we talked about graduation is that, when you are a senior and you have a senior, you kind of are looking ahead a whole year. And so people have families that are already scheduled to come and visit or plans or whatever. But we are not having a virtual graduation. A lot of schools are doing that, but that's not really what our kids wanted. And we kind of went about this from our kids, what they wanted, and moved our way up, trying to make whatever we can for them. So, and we will continue to do so. So Aaron, keep talking with your classmates on your group chats and ideas that are coming through, whatever we can incorporate. Not only us at school, but this community really wants to make sure that you guys have a very positive, memorable graduation because you deserve it. And I'm just going to tell you, because I'm not going to be making speeches or anything, you are an amazing class. You are the most adult class that I have worked with ever. Many of you are adulting and have been doing that for a long time. You have jobs, you have commitments, you've had things in your life that haven't happened to people twice your age, and you have handled it, and you have been amazing. You've reached out, you've asked for help, you've helped each other, you've done things that are just amazing. I truly could not be more proud to work with a group as I have, and I just, as far as me retiring, this is a wonderful memory of the class, the senior class of the year I retired, because you are amazing people. And we do want to support you guys and what you need and want for the future. So having said that, let's keep the communication open, and whatever we can do to make good things happen for you guys, we are all 100% behind that.
I just got a text from Katie Elberg saying Marie is working on the yearbook and she's wondering if there's any high school boy pictures. They must have a lot of girl pictures. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe she's asking somebody else for some girl pictures, but I know there were some nice pictures posted on Facebook recently of, like, it was Logan and Austin and Julian, Brody Edwards. You remember those pictures? Anyways, if you have pictures of you and buddies, email them to Murray Albert to put them in the yearbook.
And also, if you haven't submitted a baby picture yet, make sure you get that. And if you,
or to you.
actually to, I think Mr. Zozel. I'm gonna make him do that because he got off the call, so I'm making him do that. No, he actually sent the pictures that we had to Mrs. Botner for the banners. So.
Okay.
So we want those pictures to him to make sure they're the right size and resolution and all that kind of stuff.
So even the high schoolers, like the seniors, they could look back at pictures of them growing up to give to Marie. You know, group pictures that you come across.
Yep.
Boys and girls.
Cool.
All right, you guys, if you don't have any other questions or concerns, I just thank you again for meeting. And I have been recording this, and so I will put this on the YouTube channel, you know, my YouTube channel. Yeah, what a nightmare. All right, you guys, please take care. It was really good to get to see your faces, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.